If you're looking for a passive daily income, that's not really what day trading is about. Day trading is working off. That's anything else than passive. Yeah, and also, who says you're gonna make money every day day trading? You could go months without making a profit, especially for a new and have no idea what the hell you're doing. And if you're swing trading, you can have a work at the same time. You don't have to sit there non-stop. You can work. You can have a part-time or a full-time job. You don't need the income, and you're gonna end up making much more money than from day trading. You're a full-time teacher? Yeah. I think it also depends on what time zone you're in, obviously, and also if you're kind of working at a computer. You know, if you're like working in front of a computer, it's also obviously much easier versus not working in front of a computer. And also the time zone. You know, it depends on your circumstances. But you know, generally, I wouldn't recommend anyone going full-time trading if they need an income from trading. Like if you can't go at least a few months or a few quarters without making any money, you shouldn't go full-time. DRCT, yeah, that one, I think it... can I go back to the 5 minute on the EP day? I remember I was in Las Vegas that day. My girlfriend bought it. It was like the best EP of this earnings season. It was just so perfect. Triple-digit EPS revenue growth. Big revenue raise, guidance raised from 170 to 190 million versus consensus of 128. That's an insane raise. And the big volume, and it broke out of a, you know, big base. I mean, that was so, it's just 5-star, right? And you know, this is a micro cap. You used the 10-day, you would have gotten stopped here. This is by far the best EP of this earnings season. This is called small account edge. You know, I can't trade shit like this. What am I gonna do? Like you know, even if it goes up 300% from entries, I'm not gonna make any money from it, right? But you guys with small accounts, you can catch these things. There's so much more opportunity. TGTX, yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, it had 184,138% revenue growth. Obviously from a tiny base, but yeah. But you know, huge volume. Didn't really close strong like I used to. It kind of, you know, it was a tricky one, but yeah, it's an okay one. Do I ever get the feeling you're losing a little bit of edge as you age? No, I don't. I just see growth opportunities everywhere. You know, there's so many strategies I would like to try out that I know that works, but you know, like longer term, etc. But I just force myself keeping, you know, being focused on a few things. I know I'll get better results that way. Yeah, I've been looking into options, but whatever. I just, there's just so many opportunities, you know. Like options, yeah, it's just gonna make things complicated. CCC was extended. Now, did you not get involved because of the 3-5 day? Well, CCC, I had no interest in shorting it until yesterday because I was long from day one. That was a 5-star. The volume was absolutely insane. When you see like, and also if the market has been on a run and you had these types of moves before, recently, that's usually, you know, that's a sign there's speculation money, right? And also it had like a PR with a mega cap company, right? It wasn't like total fluff news. But yeah, I do regret I didn't sell my last part just
just sell it and go short. Because I was looking at it here when it kind of started building lower highs. I'm like, you know what? It's a good risk reward on the downside.
Why do you own Zillow and not Redfin? Because Zillow is stronger. And it had a good setup. And it's, I think, more liquid also. That's why I own Zillow. Pake's a good long. It's only a good long if it's a good market and a good setup. It's I don't know, is it a good setup? I don't think it's that great of a setup. It could work. It could work. It's definitely very strong. I would have preferred a few more days of sideways. Oh, someone mentioned Big C, I think. It found support on the 20-day. It's just the 20-day is just developing. It's kind of building higher lows. It undercut the 20-day, building higher lows in a few days. Like pretty much everything. There's a lot of them. Like if we can go sideways a few more days on most of these like growth stocks and stuff like that, I think there's gonna be a lot of good setups. USAC looks good. It does look good. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. It also had a very good setup here. And I guess it has a setup here too. Yeah, I think it looks pretty decent. Viek. I don't know if I like this one. It's kind of a grinder. It never really has much follow through. It's just grinding. I don't like these types of. And the ADR is 3.6. It's way too slow. No one should trade this thing. MRO. No, because there is no setup here. Where's the setup? If there's no setup, I don't like any stock at any price. But if there's a setup, I can like any stock at any price. NLS. This is the one Citron mentioned. Right now it looks like a total dud. If it builds a lower what? Higher lows? Yeah, I mean in a few days there could be a setup here. If it finds support in the like, well, soon there could be a few setup here. Maybe next week. Exactly, boredom trading. As long as you recognize it's boredom trading, it's fine. You can do boredom trading as long as you recognize what you're doing. Don't do any size, use tight stops. Like I do it sometimes. Celsius. Yeah, wow, Celsius looks pretty good. Yeah, it's breaking out of this kind of a range here. And a bounce, and you also have the bounce of the 50-day. It's a very, yeah, it's a good looking one. Fossil? If I think it's a pump? What do you mean? It's a real company, right? It's just grinding higher. I don't see a pump in here. It's just a stock that's going higher, surfing the 10-day. TME. TME is actually kind of interesting looking. Has a range here. Actually trying to break out of a range, but it's not that good of a look. But there's no breakout yet. Ideally it goes sideways a bit and then tries to break out.